Tour Junkies.
What's going on, golf addicts? Welcome to the Bump and Run episode 11. DB, your host, Pat Perry with me. Producer Tony in the box, in the rectangle with us. Producer Tony's like the camera guy in between the two guys in the penalty box playing hockey.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We got a good show in store today, talking all things not DFS and betting. Maybe, most of it golf related, some of it not. It's going to be a good show. Hope you enjoy it. Hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Producer Tony, what do you got on store for us?
Fellas, let's get right into it. A good show today. I'm very excited for the snake draft that we have later. But before we get to that, I want to throw out a couple things regarding the U.S. Open and the USGA with one announcement today. The other one, someone inserted themselves, although they were asked about it as a group. But Tiger, our boy Tiger, he's been making the rounds these past few days, pushing the Sunday Red Line, which just dropped their stuff, which we can get into that and the pricing of that line of clothing, maybe on a different show. But he has received a special exemption into this year's U.S. Open at Pinehurst. And then our boy, the Gooch, Talor Gooch, he did not receive a special exemption. He was asked about it, and he just said, no, I'm not didn't get an exemption, not playing in any qualifiers, anything like that. So I want to throw this one out to you. Do you have any issues with that, Pat? I'll throw it out to you first. Do you have any issues with Tiger getting in? And do you have any issues with the Gooch not getting in?
I mean, the old game, one of these things is not like the other. Tiger is not like Gooch. I don't care where their games are at the moment. I mean, to me, I'm perfectly fine with Tiger getting any kind of exemption that the USGA wants to give him. I mean, he won 3 straight U.S. junior amateur titles. He won 3 straight U.S. amateur titles, and he has whatever many U.S. Opens that he has. He's meant a lot to the game. He's at least able to play well enough to make a cut at the Masters. As far as I remember, Pinehurst isn't exactly as hilly as the Masters is. I think he can compete. On the other hand, I mean, is there anybody that's become more annoying than Talor Gooch? What a little entitled, like, is Talor Gooch, like, I'm sorry, okay? But is Talor Gooch like the people in all these schools that are doing these protests and stuff? And just, I mean, I'm sorry to bring it up because a lot of them are like little weakling people in my mind. And it's just, it's like Talor Gooch is one of those. And he just like thinks he's so entitled and he should get all these things. It's like I saw this video of all these kids that took over some building in a college, and then the police came to arrest them like they should. And guess what happened? And then they're like, but I got exams. What am I going to do? I mean, Talor Gooch just thinks that they should just give him an invite. And then on top of it, you got when they're interviewing Graham McDowell and Kokrak, they're like, yeah, I'm going to be at so-and-so qualifier. I'm going to be so-and-so qualifier. They go to Gooch, and Gooch is like, nah, not playing. Go qualify. Stop your whining, you little whiny Gooch. Nobody likes a whiny Gooch. All right, that's all I got.
I think it's more like nobody likes an itchy Gooch. I really don't. I don't like it.
Yeah.
To speak to Tiger first, you're right. Tiger is not Gooch. He has one, but he is not Gooch. Listen, it's Tiger. Like, it doesn't matter. He gets an invite to wherever he wants to, wherever. Who cares? You don't say shit about Tiger getting an invite to play in any golf tournament. I don't care if he qualifies or you think he qualifies. It doesn't matter. He's earned everything he gets from now until he's dead. So, the end. I don't think Gooch is like necessarily whining about it, Pat. Like, he was asked the question. He gave a 2-word answer. Well, how is that whiny? He said, I'm not. That's it. He didn't whine about it. He didn't sit up on stage and go, no, you know what? I'm not, because I'm going to stand for,
Yeah, but he didn't
whine.
Precedent has been set because of the way his quotes about, Rory and asterisk and all those kind of things. Like, he says all these things that sound very whiny, but he won't go out and actually do something about the fact of his situation. It's like, I got to have somebody else that is going to fix my situation, not himself. He doesn't take any responsibility.
Well, at this point, and I mean, obviously, yeah, like he's protesting the fact that Liv should be getting world golf ranking points. That these guys should be honored as the golfers they are, and they're the best players in the world. And if you're going to have a major, you should have the best players in the world there. That's what he's doing. Okay, right or wrong. And a lot of these guys are saying, even though I feel that way, I'm still going to go out and try to qualify. He's choosing not to. His prerogative. He has a lot to lose at this point, though, because he has made comments. He has been pretty firm in what he's said he's going to do and how he's going to treat qualifications for majors and how he's not. And he has said some things. So if he goes out, I mean, he's got a lot to lose. He also has a lot to gain. But in order to gain a lot, I mean, what would he have to do in a U.S. Open to have the general public who thinks like you do, that he's a whiny, not good enough player? What would he have to do in the U.S. Open for you to be like, hey, Gooch qualified, he showed up, he did the damn thing, he's a top end player, glad he was there, he should have been there, glad he had a good week, the end? What would he have to do? Top 10, top 15, top 20? Would you say it if he was top 30? What would he have to do?
I mean, top 5 if he wants to make it into the
Top
next major.
5?
To make it into the next major?
Finish T10 in the U.S. Open. If he goes and qualifies and finishes T10, you mean you can say, see, not good enough, shouldn't have been there, dumbass.
I know. You're right.
You can't say that. So but everybody's going to.
I don't understand what your point is. What the point is that you're making.
My point is he has a lot to lose if he tries to qualify and doesn't, because now he's said these things and he's done these things. If he doesn't qualify, he's going to get absolutely cooked by everyone, media, social media, all that. Okay. Then if he qualifies, guess what? Not done yet, pal. Just because you qualify, no one's going to let up on you. If you miss the cut, if you finish T60, if you finish T50, if you finish T40, people are not going to give him credit. They're not going to give him credit. So I'm saying, at what point would you give him the credit if he goes and does the damn thing and he goes to the U.S. Open and he has a week? At what point would you go, you know what? He should have been there. He deserved to be there. He earned his way there. And he's one of the best players in the field and one of the best players in the world. What would he have to do?
I think if he earns his way there by going to qualify, and once he gets through qualifying and he plays there, I don't think the expectation should be that he does anything.
Yeah,
but at least
it would be. It would be if he qualified and then misses the cut or finishes T55 and irrelevant, people are going to still be all over him. So at this point, he has a lot
Sergio Garcia went last year and qualified and made it into the U.S. Open. I don't think anybody. I don't know what he did at the U.S. Open. I don't think he did that well, but I don't think anybody crushed him for not doing well. Now, Gooch has obviously become more polarizing because of his comments, and that's why we're even talking about this. Yeah. Gooch put himself into this situation by his comments that he has made, and I don't feel sorry for anybody that takes $100 million. I know he didn't get $100 million, but I'm just they knew going into it they didn't have the world golf rankings points. They knew it.
Yeah, I don't
cry for anybody in this situation.
I don't. Believe it or not,
I think I actually am more impressed by somebody like Graham McDowell, Jason Kokrat, whoever of those live guys that goes out and makes the effort to try and qualify, which they are not barred from qualifying and going to anywhere they want to go. They probably even get some preferential treatment when it comes to that. And they're not and trying to make it. But Gooch doesn't even he's just totally he's occupied his building. He's occupied the Gooch building, and he's
he's taken over USGA.
He's calling it Gooch Hall.
Yeah,
and he's standing standing firm.
Yeah. All right.
I did not expect for that to be a comparison that I made today when I walked into.
I do want to say I don't feel sorry for him, but I'm trying to play a little devil's advocate on the situation he's in and how he's getting. How it's a tough situation for him now, and a lot of it is because of what he said. Now, he also could totally, mushroom bruise all of the media if he goes and qualifies and then damn wins or comes close to winning. but he's got to, it's a long road for him to do that and a lot to lose if he doesn't, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay.
Lot to lose for the best ball striker that Greg Norman's seen in the last 20 and 25 years. So, all right, fellas, moving on. Good stuff there. I actually enjoyed that. Next topic we've got here, we're going dude's night out. Okay. There's a viral video going around of this Airbnb. So not only does it sleep 15 people, it's got its own golf course and golf carts attached to it. So it's got it's you can rent it out $5K a night, minimum of 3 nights. It's got its own island green. It's got a full gym, game room, oven, cellar, a wine cellar for you, Pat. I want to ask this to you, DB. You can start it off. Would you, if you're taking a dude's trip, it's a golf trip, a buddy's trip. The plan is to golf every day. Let's say 3 days, you're golfing every single day. Would you rather do something like this where everything is all in one? You don't even have to leave the compound, basically. Or are you guys more of the, hey, let's go play golf and then let's go hit the town, let's hit a couple bars, let's, go to some restaurants. What's your ideal dude's trip?
It's a hard decision to make between the two of those because it obviously depends on where you are.
This is in Vermont, by the way.
That place looks like I just want to stay there, but St. Andrews, or Scottsdale or something like that, I'm going to want to get out amongst it and feel the vibes on the town. If we get, if we went to Australia and played in like No Laying Up just went and played like Sydney, like I don't want to get out amongst it. But there's definitely a lot to be. There's a lot of goodness about both setups, and the setup of like you get there and you never have to leave and everything is there. So is everything included in that, including like the alcohol and food and everything?
Alcohol, food not included. No.
Alcohol and food not included. And how many does it sleep?
15 guests.
So I mean, that's if you have 15 and it's 15 grand for 3 nights, like that's just $1,000 a person. That is definitely doable. I'm not loaded enough to go with like a foursome and split that up. But if you had 15 dudes and you had like a Ryder Cup style event or you had something like that and you could just stay there and it's just a playground, love that. Absolutely love it. Looks sick. Honey Pond. Is that what it was called? Honey Pond?
Yeah, that was what. Yeah,
I think that's what it was.
That's what it's called.
Now the gym,
golf
they need to do something with the damn gym. The gym is a waste. I'm sorry, but if you and
I'm not going to the gym.
I'm a regular gym goer, okay? But if I got a few nights at the Honey Pond, F my own self. Kick me in my crotch if I get up and want to go to the gym. So the gym space should be turned into a place where there's a simulator. Like literally
think the same thing.
We want you to golf your balls off, okay? At night when you can't see, simulator. Daytime when you can, golf course. If it's rainy, you get called off the golf course, you go back to the simulator. Like I would eliminate the gym. Maybe you have like a couple things in there to like stretch some old people out, like Pat, he needs to get loosened up and stretch a little bit more. But the gym needs to go. That's the only thing I will say about that.
Yeah, I'm with you there. And there's a pool table. If somebody's in the simulator and you can't fit, you can play a little pool.
Maybe ping pong table.
I think you kind of broke it down in numbers wise a little better in my head because I was kind of thinking like 5,000 a person. And if I was going to spend that, because you can go to a hoopy,
yeah,
which is amazing, and stay at a hoopy. Now it's probably about $1,000 or $1,500 or so for one night versus 3 nights. But it is like your own playground when you go to a hoopy. I mean, you have your own little cabins that you stay in. Basically, you eat dinner there with your 10 dudes that are there, and there's not a whole lot of people on property. And then later on, the staff just leaves, and you just get drinks at the bar. So
yeah, all the drinks and food and stuff are included there, though.
Pretty much, I think. I don't think the dinner is included, but I do think like once the staff is gone, they're done for the day. But you have the run of the place. You can fish if you want to. You can take a bike. So I mean, when I saw this, I started immediately thinking, if I'm going to spend this kind of money, I'm just going to try to get on a hoopy. But if it were for 3 nights at a hoopy, it would cost you a hell of a lot more than it would at this place. So. Yeah,
I will say it moved a little bit in that promo video when our guy was behind the bar and he put up the bottle of the Casa Azul. That blue and white,
I
that
thought
blue
you
on
would.
Casa
Yeah.
Azul. When I saw that, I went, "Nyeh." And that's why I asked if the alcohol
Mhm.
was included because that stuff ain't cheap. If they got that level of liquor there and that's included, boy, we're coming to the honey pond quickly. We'll round up a few listeners, and that might be a good listener event actually. Where
Yeah.
is it? What West Virginia or Vermont? You said
Vermont, yeah.
I didn't even
How do
know.
you get to Vermont?
Yeah, I don't.
You gotta take, like, 2 planes, a boat, and a ferry?
I forget Vermont even is
A
real.
boat and I mean, a car and a ferry, not a boat and a ferry.
You have to ford the river, and you have to have a yeah. I
It's not
literally
Narnia. You drive. What do you mean? How do you get there? You not drive there.
I don't know that I've ever even heard anyone say. I think I probably hear the word Vermont once a year. I don't even know about Vermont. I never think about Vermont.
I think they
Well,
have skiing in Vermont.
there would be probably a relatively short time frame and window that you would have to book a trip like
Because of the
this.
weather. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
up there northeast, so
yeah,
by
Obviously, DB and I are
October.
ignorant north goers. We're
yeah.
not north goers.
I avoid going unless it's to ski. I don't go. So
Y'all need
yeah.
to get up 95, explore a little more.
Ugh.
Well, we did go to Pennsylvania. We
I
went
only
to
go down.
Pennsylvania.
I only go down 95, baby. I go down on 95. If you know what I mean. And that
I'll
takes me into Florida.
I'll be
God's
clipping
country
that.
down here.
That's where Gooch is.
Yeah.
Go down 95.
You're down on 95 to get Gooch.
Doing good.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. We're gonna keep up with the golf cart theme here with our next topic. Play you another viral video, and then want to ask you if you guys do stuff like this on the golf course, or I guess not currently with your age. DB, happy belated birthday. But I just wanted to to get some thoughts from you on this. Maybe if you've done this in a previous life. Again, maybe it's just the rise of, everyone's got a camera phone, obviously, over the last 10, 15 years of video, everything. I feel like I didn't see or hear a lot of stuff like this.
Yeah.
Even 5 years ago. I feel like this is a trend kind of ever since that one thing where people would run over their buddies on the
Yeah.
golf course. You remember when that was going
Yeah.
around? I
Yeah.
feel like since then I've seen a lot more of just people having a lack of respect, I guess, for just golf cart, golf course equipment. Pat, I probably know the answer to this one. Anything like that? I mean, even if it's, I know as a kid, I would take the golf cart and my dad would let me drive and I'd, bring the ass end around and, oh, look at that. I'm Fast and the Furious or whatnot. But anything like that with a golf course or a golf cart?
Certainly not on the golf course. I've never done anything like that on the golf course. Now I've certainly had some interesting golf cart moments. I've flown through the window of a golf cart before on a golf course when somebody stopped all of a sudden. I didn't know they were going to stop, and I went through the window. That was in my younger days. I have
You're
thrown myself off.
lighter and more aerodynamic then or something?
Yeah, I've thrown myself off a golf cart. Not in my younger days. But it
I
did
was
not
gonna
have to
say,
do with
you have not lived, okay? If you wanna feel the rush, okay, if you wanna feel it in your plums and you're like, "You know what? When I turn 40, I wanna go skydiving." F that. Go to the landings and hang out with Pat one night at one of the bars, the far bar, the one that's far away from Pat's house on his fast ass golf cart, and in the pitch black dark at 1 a.m. after Pat's had, 4 beers, then a couple liquor drinks, then a bottle of rosé, and he drives home from that place to his house in the pitch black dark. I don't
Mhm.
understand how this neighborhood with thousands of homes has no lighting at night, and there's winding golf cart trails, and Pat is just never takes the pedal off and just you are just holding on for dear life, praying to the Lord that you don't hit something. And he's like, "Rah! Play me some Morgan Wallen," and he's like screaming and his eyes are half shut. You have not lived until you've done that, buddy. I will tell you that. I've done that. And it
Yeah.
is a
You've
scary
done it a
place.
couple times, and you've always gotten home safely.
And every time, every morning when that happens, every morning, the next morning, when my eyes wake up and I'm like this, the first thought that hits my brain is, holy shit, I can't believe Pat drives that golf cart home the way he did. Because it feels like a 30-minute ride. I'm not talking about a couple of turns and a half a mile down the road. I'm talking miles. And I'm talking
Oh
lots
yeah.
of turns, cut throughs, cut through this thing over here, cut through this thing. It is a maze. And I'll wake up every time and I'm like, how did we get home? How did that happen?
Mm. Yeah, it's it's a special thing that's special art. But no, I have not done anything like this on the golf course. And
Me
it is kind of, I mean, come on. It's not just the golf cart thing that like I don't want to sound like Mr. Old Guy, fuddy duddy, but I mean it's really like if you're destroying a golf course, I'm even more pissed, So
Yeah, that is true.
I don't want to sound like Mr. Old Guy followed up by fuddy duddy. That was older than you trying to take your readers off with the
I know.
DSO stuff.
Jeez.
It's the oldest thing you've ever said.
I always wonder about like now they have to take the golf cart back up to the clubhouse.
Yeah.
And then
I think the protocol is they just ditch it and
leave.
And some of these clubs, like they leave the key in the cart or you just like grab a random cart because the key's already in it. So they may not know like what number cart you were and they don't know what to think. I don't know. But
Yeah, they got no. Yeah,
I've never done that. I have seen somebody do it. That's how my wife thinks I drive a golf cart when she rides with me. That's how she thinks I drive. She's like, I'm going to die. And I'm like, babe, you don't know. You're not. You're fine. You're good.
yeah.
You've never ridden with
You
Pat.
need to take a ride with Pat.
Yeah. But I don't.
You
I
remember
can't.
Golby's Cup? Didn't somebody run off the
Oh,
over
yes.
like they were like going over hills and they didn't
They ran
realize that
into a bunker.
there could be they ran over a hill
Yeah,
into a bunker.
Oh my.
Unbelievably, in that Golby's Cup weekend in September of 2022, our listener event, we only had one casualty, real casualty, and that was the last day. Some drunk dude, I don't remember who it was. Yeah, literally drove the cart straight into a bunker.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
All right, fellas.
Stay on the cart path, kids.
Last topic for the day. I'm very excited about this. So last week we had an all-time golf meltdown moment, which I'll play for you here. And then we are going to get into a snake draft of the best meltdowns. I'm going TV, movies, celebs, sports, anything you got. We'll draft those moments. So here's Kevin Na from last week.
that shirt. Looks like he's working at Chuck E. Cheese.
It really does.
Yo. Everybody's got to move. We're going right through that way.
I don't get what this first swing was either. Like,
He just
Fucking bullshit.
slaps the bag. I'm this caddy and he slaps that bag. I'm like,
that was like a video game.
I love the caddy. The caddy's like, hold on.
oh dear. That was a great one.
Same thing, DB. I've always never understood how a caddy. We haven't seen a caddy snap back at just like, hey, don't hit the bag, don't throw the club at me, something like that. Anyway, maybe that's just me. But all right, fellas, how do you want to do this? How we want to do the draft order for this?
I think I went first on the last one. So,
Tony, why don't you go first?
Yeah,
you, me, then Pat.
Copy that. All right. 1-1. I have got to go. Bill O'Reilly. We'll do it live.
Yeah.
That is just an all-time classic meltdown. There are 15 different quotes from that within the 45-second clip. Just an all-time great one. Bill O'Reilly. We'll do it live.
I want to go. I'm trying to go with golf stuff here, but if I've got to take a first pick and it's got to be a banger, I forgot about this until I saw it on the rundown and looked at it. Phil Wellman Braves AA managers meltdown was a cornucopia of just debauchery behavior from an umpire, from a coach. I mean, all time. He got everything in there. He worked it all in there. He checked all the boxes. He is he's the box checker of meltdowns with what he did there on the baseball field. Absolutely loved it. He got it all in. Yeah. I mean,
everything
you get the base throw in, the hat's gone. Obviously, you're going to get the tiger prowl, the tiger crawl, the military. This is unbelievable.
The throw is great too.
The straight arm throw towards the perfect throw to the umpire. He is just absolutely sending it. Which honestly, okay, if you're going to do that, you go out. Okay, I have done this before. I've not talked about it, but I've been thrown out of 3 church league basketball games in my career. Okay. Now, these were late in my 20s. I had a temper, but I had one that I made very memorable. I all but made them pick me up and walk me out the gym. But because by the time I got tossed, I was like, well, I'm about to embarrass the hell out of this fool and myself, sure, but I'm going to go out swinging. And that's what I think you have to do. And that's what Phil Wellman did.
Yeah. I was you kind of stole that one from me because that was great. I loved it. All right. I'm going to go with who I think is one of the great all-time meltdown people in general. And it's constant. Like literally, I used to be a big tennis player. And I loved watching this guy because I was waiting for the meltdown all the time. It didn't just happen once. It happened all the time. And John McEnroe, are you kidding me, was his famous saying. And it happened all the time when he had meltdowns. And so that will be my first pick, McEnroe.
You have another pick.
You keep it, Pat.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, back to back. All right. So my next one after that, you know what? I think I'm going to go with, I got to go with Allen Iverson, the practice. You talk about practice?
I don't know if that was
not the game.
It's not a meltdown.
Not the game. Yeah, that's a meltdown.
That's not a meltdown?
I don't really see that as a meltdown. I think that's a bad pick.
How the hell am I supposed to make my teammates better?
I mean, he's just, I don't know. It's all right.
DB?
Oh, it's me. Back to me. I'm going to get this one because I just want it. It's one where you want it on your team. You're going to reach. Now, more than likely, no one is going to come up with this, and I could have waited till the end. By the way, I don't know how many we're picking. But more than likely, I could have waited till the end, got this on the 4th one, but I want to make sure I have this on my team. And it's going to sneak up on you. But it's a meltdown we all remember vividly. And it's Elon melting down on Thanksgiving and putting a 6-iron through Tiger's back window. So shout out to Elon. I mean, God, that's a meltdown that will live in infamy and we'll never forget. We'll remember where we were when that happened. And some say, if you watch the Tiger doc, did a lot of stuff. But props to Elon. Like, send it, girl.
That changed the course of history.
Mm-hmm.
It did.
Golf history.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I like that pick. All right. I'm up. I got 2. First one I'm going to go with, it's a quote that I've said since this happened. And now that I'm married and have kids who are old enough to just pick up on everything that I say, they say it and I love it. It's, Gundy from Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
I'm a man. I'm 40. I can be in the middle of a conversation with Amanda, my wife.
Yeah.
And she'll just say something like, and I'll go, I'm a man. I'll interrupt.
Yeah.
Could be a serious could be an argument. I will interrupt and finish that. So I'm going to go with, I'm a man. I'm 40. And then
this is my year to say that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you know, but I just turned 40.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is, you got this whole year.
This is my year. I could really hammer that home.
Need to see a couple of those on the show, maybe.
Okay.
Just
all
all
right,
of a sudden.
I'll try to work that in.
All right. And then my next pick, I'm going to go with I probably still watch this once a month. I'll just Google it. I love this clip. Jim Rome versus Drew versus Jim. Check that. Chris Everett and Jim Everett's reaction, and then flinging the table over, reaching over, grabbing scrawny little Jim Rome, and then producers rushing in. Oh my gosh, it's in standard definition too, so it just takes you back to a different time. It is just an all-time clip. He immediately he said, "I'll get a few more in there," just like Jim Rome thought nothing was going to happen. He was just going to be able to call him a girl the whole time, and nothing was going to happen.
Not going to do it. That's a good one. I'm going to stick with the golf theme here. I'm going Woody Austin banging himself in the face with the putter, banging himself in the side of the head repeatedly with that putter until it finally gave way. That's just I love the commitment. I love the commitment. If you're gonna, like I said, if you're gonna do it, I want you to do it. We're not gonna half-ass it here. And Woody Austin said, no, I'm gonna borderline hurt myself, give myself a concussion. I'm gonna commit to bending and breaking this putter, and I love it. I love it.
Yeah, that's a good one. You stole that one from me.
Took that one from me too. Yeah, dude.
All right. Here's one that's not even on the list, but he's been on the show before, and he has an all-time rant. You probably have to look it up. But Matt Every had a very big rant on the golf course where he's like throwing his hat all over the place, kicking things. I think he throws a club. You got to look it up, but it's just a great all-time tantrum on the golf course. And so I got to go Matt Every there for that one. Get a golfer on the team here. All right. Next, I'm going to go with. Let's see. I think this completes the team. This rounds out the team. But Will Smith going up and just slapping Chris Rock has to be on my team. I just think it's not only weird how it all happened, but just from the very start of get your wife's name out of my mouth or out of your mouth all the way up to walking up on stage and just slapping him. And Chris Rock, his reaction, like the whole thing is really pretty good. So I'll go with that one.
Can I just draft all Sergio meltdowns as my final pick? Just slamming the sand, throwing a shoe. Who throws a shoe?
Honestly,
that throwing a shoe elevates it, and Sergio is like the theme on my team. He usually commits when he's in. So I'll go just all Sergio meltdowns are usually pretty good.
Man, got a lot of good stuff on the board here. Ryan Leaf getting upset, George Brett's pine tar, Denny Green.
Yeah.
Crown their ass, crown them. I want to go Keegan versus Miguel Angel Jimenez from a few years ago with the match play. I really want to go with that one just to get a golf one in, but it's still on the board. There's no way it should be left this long. But Jim Mora, playoffs? Are you kidding me? Playoffs? How that's still on here is amazing. But I'm gonna finish it off with Jim Mora.
Now you know that we could, I don't know if we needed actual non-acted, tantrums, but Happy Gilmore has so many great tantrums in there, but they were acted, as it was part of a script, whereas all of these are ones that actually happened on the spur of a moment. I feel like you should get Happy Gilmore could have been added, maybe. I don't know. Is that against the rules if we would have done Happy Gilmore?
No, I think you could have taken fiction. You're talking about fictional meltdowns.
Fictional meltdowns.
Yeah, I think we could have totally done that.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of good ones in Happy Gilmore. Go to your home.
Yeah.
The Bill Barker or Bob Barker fight.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of stuff.
Good stuff. Good stuff, gang. All right, well, comment. Who do you think drafted the best meltdown squad? God, you know what? I just thought of one. Bryson versus the Fire Ants.
Yes.
And Bryson versus the Gallery Rope.
Bryson could have his own category too. Yeah.
Should have taken that one. All right, yeah. Comment who you think had the best team. Comment a meltdown that we forgot. Like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with us. Next week, we got an elevated event, Quail Hollow. Then we got the PGA. It's going to be a good time. Thanks for watching the Bump and Run. Have a great week. See ya.
Put it on the board.